Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice. Simple steps for showing up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host, and I am grateful to be here. I say that every week, and I say that part pretty much every week. But I truly mean it. I truly am grateful to be here with you right now, doing this conversation with you. Having this conversation with you, I should say. I'm grateful for the opportunity to present what I have today because I feel it to be truly impactful. It's actually a repeat of what we've already hit, but I think there's a little bit more to uncover. For those people that have been with me since the beginning, we'll run it back a little bit. If you have not listened to episode 1, 2, or 3 or any of those, I talked quite a bit about having this reputation with yourself. When the alarm clock goes off, what do? Do you stand there, or I guess lay there, and do nothing? Press snooze? Do you get out of bed immediately? Are you the person that lays in bed and has a conversation with yourself? Or are you the person that is genuinely excited and jumps out of bed, eager and ready to attack the opportunities of the day? Are you one that dreads the day? Are you one that is not looking forward to going to this job that you don't like, to do the things that you don't do, just so you can get your bills paid? What kind of person are you when you get up? And if you go back, you'll listen and hear, I give you a challenge of get up when your alarm goes off. And if that's easy for you, back it up 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. It is crazy to think, oh man, I'm trying to think what it is. I think it's every hour you push back, you gain 15 days in the year. Pretty sure that's right. So if you bump it back from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, you have gained 15 days to your year. That's a big increase. What can you do with 15 days? How much could you actually accomplish in 15 days? What if you backed it up 2 hours? You normally get up at 7 a.m. and now you get up at 5 a.m. That's an additional 1 month. Compared to the rest of the world, you have a 13-month year compared to your old self. What can you do with an entire month? A lot. Especially a month that is uninterrupted. Because who's awake at 4 a.m.? Not many people. And nobody's sending you emails. Nobody's calling you. You have dedicated time to execute on those things you want to do. So those people that tell me, I don't have time to add more onto my plate. I'm already packed. I go to work. I come home. I'm exhausted and I have to be a dad. Well, what time do you get up? Do you get up at 6, 7, 8, 9? Or are you the kind that gets up at 4 a.m.? Well, if you get up at 4 a.m. and you have too much to do, prioritize. Go listen to that episode. Get up at 3:30. I do know a gentleman that gets up at 3. He was a former military, and he retained that habit of waking up at 3 a.m. And he still does to this day in his 60s. How cool is that? But this reputation you build with yourself, you've got a social credit score in your own mind with your unconscious. What is it? What is your credit score? Are you clipping above 800? You hitting 820? Or are you down? I don't even know how low they go. To be honest, I don't actually know. I've never been down low, so I don't know what that goes like. Down to the 500s, 400s. Can you go lower? I don't even know. What is your credit score with yourself? And how do you raise that credit score? Because what is the value of a credit score? In finances, that is essentially the banking institutions, those that are lending you money. It tells them how much they can trust you. That's all a credit score really is. And it's built by taking money out on credit cards and loans and home loans and auto loans and all the different types of taking money out on credit. Somebody loans you money, they give you an IOU. And that higher the credit score, the more you have paid your dues. They can trust you with money. And the higher the score, the more they're willing to lend you. The higher credit limits credit cards are willing to give you, the more you can do. And by the way, you can buy houses with it, buy cars with it. You can start businesses on it. You can start businesses with no money of your own, by the way, no money down of your own. But you can use the banks. You can use credit cards. I have credit cards high enough that I can and have and do start businesses with. It's not my money. It's the bank's money. I use their money. And then the business pays it back. That's how it works. It's leveraging other people's money. OPM, other people's money. So, your credit score. What is your credit score with yourself, with your subconscious mind? Do you make and keep promises with yourself? Now, that insinuates, one, that you first must make them. How often are you making promises, social contracts with yourself? I'm going to get up at this time. I'm going to eat this regimen of food, aka a diet. That's all a diet really is, the food you put in your mouth. It's not a macro diet or any of the popular keto diets or what have you. Those are all just forms of what kind of food goes in your mouth. Are you going to hold to what you said you'll do? Are you going to get to a certain body weight by a certain time? That is feasible, obviously. We take that into account. Are you going to get the tasks done that you say you'll do? If your wife tells you to do something at a certain place in a certain time, are you there? Are you doing it? Can she trust you? When she says date night is Wednesday night at 5 o'clock, can she know that you're going to be there? Or is it, I tell him 5 o'clock because it's actually 6. He doesn't know that, but I give him an extra hour of buffer time. I know people like that. That's a problem. If that's you, cut it out because they can't trust you if you are not on time to things. Timeliness is a big threshold on trust with a lot of people, especially me. I am on time for myself. If I say I'm going to be something by noon and I get there at 12:01, I apologize. But, oh, dude, you're fine. It's 12:01. No, my standard is 5 minutes early. I have passed my standard. I am sorry. I'm not saying sorry to them. I'm saying sorry to myself, to my unconscious mind, because I have a standard. I had the contract and I broke the contract. What about those opportunities that you said you'd go to the gym? Or your boss asked you to get a project done by a certain deadline. Are you the one that pushes the deadline or goes past it saying, I had so much to do, there's too much on my plate? What if the boss is you, you're self-employed, or your boss is your customer, more importantly, telling what you need to do because you run the business? What is your credit score? I'll run this back a little bit. Just the other day, I built a cold plunge out of a chest freezer. It works great. It's awesome. I got a chest freezer. I got ozone generator. I got a filter and pump. I've got switches to turn the thing off so I don't electrocute myself. Ways so I can fix and curate my central nervous system. Anti-inflammatory? Yeah. Mindset strengthening? Yeah. But central nervous reprogramming? Huge. Happy chemical release? Epinephrine. That's not a happy hormone, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. Dopamine, serotonin, all those things. That's what I'm trying to say. Rambling on here because I'm just excited about it. I've been doing it now every day for the last 10 days. And I'd been told by a few people by week 3, you're going to be just uncannily happy, just for no reason, because those hormones are just releasing all the time. You have a constant drip because that vagus nerve sitting right here in the back of your neck. That's the thing. You got to submerge your neck in the water. Otherwise, it doesn't count. The other day, I was so pressed for time. I was on my way to a client, and I was definitely late. It was one of those, I don't really have time to get into that cold plunge. I'd gotten ready for the day. I made breakfast. I got everything done, and I was headed out the door. But I have a contract with myself. I will get in that thing every single day. Regardless of when I do it, I will get it done. I also know that if I push it to the end of the day, this battery that I have, my wherewithal, my ability to make hard decisions diminishes as the day goes on. That's why it is unwise to make big decisions or difficult decisions later and later in the day. All of my important meetings are before 3 o'clock, as much as I can possibly fathom it, because I need my brain to optimally make wise decisions. I need a large percentage of my capacitor, my battery, my brain power, my decision-making power to be optimal. So I do this in the morning, cold plunge. On my way out to the car, I saw the cold plunge. I'm like, I really don't have time for that. I'm already late. But I have a standard. And I also have a standard of being late. Keep that in mind. So I have this conundrum, right? Be late and do my cold plunge, or don't do my cold plunge and be on time. So I decided right there in the garage, take all my clothes off, which I was ready for the day, take all my clothes off and get in that thing for a couple of minutes. I went for 2 minutes. I'm normally in there for 5 minutes. So I went there for 2 minutes and I made the time, because the plan is to always get in the plunge. So I did. And guess what happened? I hit all green lights. Traffic was moving faster than normal. I made it on time. I made a decision to hold the standard, and the other standard was upheld. Now, this is the chicken before the egg, right? Or the chicken or the egg, which one came first? Was I on time because I held my standard? Or was I on time because of coincidence? Now, I don't believe in coincidences. Not at all. Another thing that I have a priority is my wife. Spending time with my wife. I have a standard to spend time. And we had made a goal to be together, dedicated time, just us. The boys can go play in the backyard. They can watch a movie. We can put them to bed a little bit early, but dedicated time every day, in the morning and in the evening, where it's just us. We can have conversations and we can grow our relationship, and we can just simply enjoy one another's company without having to chase kids around. I know you know what that's like. Even if you're sitting with each other on the couch but the kids are running around, you're not really paying attention to each other. And if you are, it's not 100%. So we've made this standard, 100%. If you can hear my voice, I'm a bit nasally right now. I have allergies, and they've been kicking my butt. Holy cow. But I was moving a little slower the other day in the morning. This is the day that I was running late. This is why I was running late, because I was moving a little slower. But we still dedicated about 20 minutes of being together and having conversation and talking about our goals and talking about our dreams. Have the boys go watch a show, go play with toys, go in the backyard. It's still nice outside. For a few more short weeks, it's nice outside. So we kick them outside so they can go enjoy and be little boys. What I'm getting at is, I have standards. You have standards. Are you upholding the standard? What is your social credit score with yourself? Are you reliable? Does your unconscious mind believe you when you say you're going to do something? Does your mind believe you when you say you're going to do something? Or do you commit to something and then the back of your mind's like, I'm going to try my best? Well, fun fact, newsflash, your best is not always good enough. What needs to be done, regardless on what your best actually is. You have a job to meet. You do the job by any means necessary. This has nothing to do with your best. This has everything to do with getting the job done. That is what I have for you. That is what I wanted to share. And I find it to be so important to reiterate. I've kind of gone back and forth on whether I should repeat topics. And I mean, you get enough episodes in, you're going to start repeating topics. However, this one I felt to be of utmost importance. We are coming in to the final quarter. We are in the final quarter, October. We're in Q4. We're at 11 o'clock p.m. What are you doing? Most people are laying back, relaxing, not doing a whole lot for the rest of the year. What is done is done. I can't do anymore. BS. You can do a lot more. You can move the needle more. In fact, I'm taking the company that I started and I'm taking it to the freaking moon in 3 months by January 1st. What are you doing? What is your goal? Instead of starting goals and setting goals for January 1st, why don't you start setting goals to be done by January 1st? To be executed before Thanksgiving, before Halloween, before Christmas. Make bigger goals. Stretch your mind. How far can you really go? That is what I have for you. I love you guys. Continue this conversation with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Download it, like it, subscribe to it for future listenings. As always, my handle is Mr. Brad Draper. Let's have a conversation. I love you. Bye.